So, hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I am sitting here with Donovan, the recovering Democrat Sadiq. And it's not Sunday, it is Monday. And I know that we are not normally here, but today is kind of I don't want to call it a special circumstance. It's a unique circumstance. How about that? So, anyway, this is the Demetra K Show where we promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people, with the emphasis on even, because we are great people, but we always have room to improve. And so, again, I'd like to say welcome to Donovan. I'd like to say welcome to Facebook and YouTube, the other side of the conversation. Today, we're not going to read each comment because we're not going to be here that long. We just kind of want to give a commentary. But Donovan and I, as one is taking turns speaking, we will go into the comment section and pick out some comments. We'll try to address everybody at least once. We'll do our best to do that. And so today we are going to be talking about that of Will Smith and Chris Rock. As you guys may or may not know, I don't watch the Oscars. People was calling me about it last night. Yesterday was the 94th Oscar, where they hand out the golden statues to people who did the best performance for this, that, the other, and all of that. And so at this particular ceremony that takes place every year, Chris Rock, I guess, was presenting an award, and he was making jokes about different people in the audience and stuff. And then he panned over to that of Will Smith and Jada. And he says something like, I heard that they are doing a remake of G.I. Jane, and, said Jada or something like that. And then, of course, you guys know about the slap heard all the way around the world, where Will Smith got up on stage. He walked over to Chris Rock and slapped probably the taste out of his mouth, right? And then walked back to his seat and said, keep my wife's name out your effing mouth. And he said it a few times. And so most people, I would think, that watched it was very bewildered. A lot of people thought, well, maybe it's, as part of a skit or what, but it turns out from what we are seeing now that it is very real. Of course, the show went on. They said it was kind of weird after that. And we have been, when I say we, the entire world has been talking about this ever since. I was at the grocery store a couple of hours ago, and there was three brothers standing in the aisle. They were working and talking, and they, was discussing it very passionately. And I said, wow, the whole world's talking about, Will Smith and Chris Rock. And they said, yeah. So it's a very hot topic, if you will, because I don't think that anything like that has ever happened at the Oscars. And I don't know. I mean, I'm sure people have been slapped on TV before, but this is kind of a unique situation. Okay. And so what we are going to do is have a conversation about Will. And so the conversation I had was, did Will Smith raise the bar for Black men? Now, what I mean by that is did he put Black men on notice in regards to, this is how you stand up and protect your woman? Now, of course, there's been a copious amount of conversation about it, whether, Will was wrong, whether Chris was wrong, and Jada was sleeping with this person in the red table. So there's probably not one opinion that's the same, if you will. So we're going to try to make sense of this today. Of course, I have my opinion. I have a very strong opinion. People have been calling me, I kid you guys not, from 5 o'clock this morning all the way until the time I came on here. As you guys can hear, that I'm still hoarse from yesterday. And today I had to really just stop talking about it and decided that I would come on live and bring Donovan with me so that we can have this discussion. So again, I'm not going to be able to get to everybody's comment, but I will do my best to at least make sure that we address everybody at least once. All right, so before we do, Donovan, what say you?
Hey, you guys, great to see you guys. We didn't think we would do a topic like this early in the week, since we did the show yesterday, but we're glad to have you. Please like, share, and subscribe, and even become a member if you get a chance. Now, I just want to say this because I want to keep it kind of brief, and we'll give my opinion later on down the road, because my opinion is probably going to shock a lot of people out there. But isn't it amazing? Bullshit like this happens, and all the Negroes are talking about it, but we ain't talking about the lack of wealth within our community and how we got less than 9 years, how we can't get the George Floyd bill passed, we can't get any tangibles, we can't stay on code for anything else, but everybody is paying attention to shit that has nothing to do with them. This is what we're talking about. and yet they're stealing wealth and gentrifying us right out of the damn country.
Got you. And so, yes, that is one argument that I've heard is, oh, well, you know, we talking about this and we don't talk about anything else. It's like, and the people that keep saying, well, what are we being distracted from? Even if we weren't being distracted, you wouldn't be doing nothing to help move the bar for Black people anyway. So it's like, stop, knock it off. Stop trying to act like you're holier than thou and I would never talk about these things. I mean, hell, everybody talking about it, but I think I ain't talking about you per se. I'm just saying. But I think it's worthy of a discussion at least once, right? And so I'm kind of looking through you guys' comments. So I'll give you guys my take on the situation because we've seen and heard, you know, everybody with an opinion, right? A lot of people said, and I was looking at the comments right now, for the most part, it looks like a lot of people are saying that Will Smith was wrong. I'm one of those people that do not feel like he was wrong. Now, I want to say this. I do not advocate violence. I want to say that off the rip. But I do advocate you standing up for your woman. And I also want to say this. A lot of people are saying, well, you know, why didn't he slap August Alsina? That's the rapper, the, you know, 23-year-old or whatever he was at the time that had an affair with Jada. Or he didn't have that energy for August. Well, one thing is not like the other. Will brought himself to that red table to talk about that situation with his wife. And he, for whatever reason, was fine with it. They are still together. So the fact that she had, you know, slept with somebody else, that doesn't mean that she should be open to disrespect. The other thing is this. Will was there. Jada was his arm candy. Yeah, Jada's in the industry as an actress and all of that kind of stuff. But that doesn't give Chris Rock a right to say what he said to her. And a lot of people say, well, he's a comedian and comedians do this, that, and the other. Yeah, I get all of that. But I think we need to add a little historical context to it. Because in 2016, as you guys know, Will and Jada were boycotting the Oscars. Oscars so white. Remember, because Will was, I guess he didn't get nominated for Concussion, the movie that he did and all of that. Right. So they did the hashtag Oscar so white. And so they brought Chris Rock up there and he came in to fight the power. And he said all of these Black jokes, Black Lives Matter, this, that, and the other. This was just a lot, right? And then in his monologue, he took Jada to task, talking about, well, you wasn't invited anyway. And, you know, all this is very, very nasty about it. All right. And so let me finish.
Didn't he bring Stacey Dash out too? And the joke fell flat.
Yeah. So all of that other stuff, right? So there's history there, right? Also, you guys know that with the whole August Alsina thing, Will was the butt of the joke for, you know, months and months and months and all this other stuff. So I'm not saying I know what Will was thinking, but I would imagine in that moment, he felt like he needed to protect Jada because had he not checked Chris Rock at the moment that he was getting ready to say what he said, you know, it probably would have turned into, oh, well, where is August? And, you know, where's the red table and all of that other stuff. And so, yeah, like I said, I don't advocate violence, but I do advocate standing up for your woman. And if vice versa, I advocate you standing up for your man. And I think this is what we all fail to realize is Will don't answer to us. Will don't answer to the internet. You know who he answers to and whose opinion does matter? It's Jada. He gets into bed with Jada at night. And so I've had a couple of conversations with men today. Some of them said, well, I would have just pulled him backstage and I would have had a conversation with him. You wouldn't have did that either, okay? So the other thing is this, people walking tall and talking tough, what they would have did and should have, could have did. Most of y'all, and I ain't talking about y'all, I'm talking about them over there, y'all can't even make your own woman act right. But y'all want to tell Will Smith on how he should handle Jada. Most of y'all women go to a job and call another man boss. And y'all can't do nothing about that. But y'all want to tell Will Smith how he should accept disrespect of his wife. Then some people said, oh, well, you know, he put his career on the line. Will Smith and Jada are worth over $400 million. And so we also often hear Farrakhan talk about being free. Will Smith is the definition of a free Black man. He can say what he want to say. And do y'all really think that he sat there and calculated the cost? Okay, well, if I go up there and defend the honor of my wife, the Oscars, and this, that, and the other, he's probably like, I'll I'll gladly write a check to slap the taste out of somebody's mouth for disrespecting my wife, right? And the other thing is this. People saying, well, that's why white people don't like us. That's why white people, y'all really think it took the Oscars and for Will to walk up on that stage and slap Chris Rock for white people not to like us? White people didn't like us when they brought us over here on those slave ships. So we got to stop looking for white validation. And then the other argument is, oh, well, Chris Rock is a black man. Well, if anybody should know, it should be Chris Rock. There is a code that we should adhere to. Yeah, some stuff is funny, but you know, maybe he didn't know that Jada was suffering with alopecia. But you're not gonna run your mouth on my wife. Are you crazy? So I'm not mad at Will. Maybe y'all think I'm wrong, Donovan, and then I'm gonna get to some of y'all comments in here.
Well, all right then. I am not going to disagree with you.
You better not.
Because everybody's opinion is their opinion and it is valid. So, but I'm going to say this. Number one, nobody has a right to put their hands on anybody, no matter what the situation is. Words are just words. That's all they are, is words. Okay. Here's my take on the whole thing. And I understand Demetra coming from it from a woman's perspective, and women should be protected. Black women are the most, not disrespected. Now, number one, I'm speaking as a man. 304s do not need to be protected. Okay? 304s do not need to be protected. What you saw right there, and this is my opinion. You guys might not agree with me, but I told you guys before the show started, I'm going to have a different opinion that's going to blow you away. Okay? This woman has continually embarrassed this man. She was on a show with Gwyneth Paltrow talking about Will doesn't sexually satisfy her. Now, I don't give a damn what they do in their closed doors. This woman continually embarrasses this man on a constant basis where he has to make excuses and all this other stuff for her fucking bad behavior. Her bad behavior. Yes, she has alopecia. I know everybody's going to say, oh, she got alopecia. That ain't cancer. Alopecia is not cancer. And I think she has the alopecia where it's like the tearing alopecia or whatever. I don't know. But it's not cancer. Here's what you women don't understand, okay? And I don't give a damn if you agree with me or not. Here's what you don't understand. What you saw there was a woman that knew how to pull a man's strings to make him an attack dog. And a lot of men are in jail or killed over some bullshit that the women put us into, because as men, we know if I get in an altercation with you, this might not go well. He doesn't know when Chris Rock is going to stop. What if Chris Rock is waiting for him next week down the street and it becomes even a worse situation? What happened to that woman? As a matter of fact, on TikTok, if you go look it up, Jada Smith made a statement that she don't care what people think about her head and her hair. So why is she getting upset about a goddamn joke? But then she's going to turn her husband into an attack dog to get these two pit bulls to fight each other over a damn 304 behavior. But nobody wants to talk about that. Men, we know when we're dealing with other men, this shit can go badly and very badly. And I'm going to advise a lot of men out there, do not put your freedom, do not put your life on the line for a 304. Okay? That's my opinion about it. When you're having an entanglement and you're married, that's my definition. You a hoe. And if you want to defend a hoe, you go right ahead and do that. But there's consequences. I don't give a damn about them. I do believe a man and a husband or whatever should defend his wife. They're there in public, whatever. But you don't defend your wife over some bullshit like that. I wouldn't do it. Not at all. And then the son, Jaden, tweets, that's how we do it. Number one, I don't worry about what a dude that runs around in a dress says or tweets. And that's my reply to Jaden Smith.
Well, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to try to put you guys' comments up. So I'm going to say this. I think that people are too invested into what Jada and Will are doing, and to call her a hoe is disrespectful. See, this is the problem that I have with people calling Jada a hoe. That's Will's wife. That ain't your wife. That is Will's wife. And if Will don't have a problem with what his wife is doing, they've stayed together all this time. Who is everybody else? Like I said, most of y'all can't even get your own woman under control. You can't, but you get on the internet and you want all this bigger for, Will Smith and what he should be doing with Jada and this, that, and the other. Some of y'all ain't had a woman since 2013. I ain't talking about you. I was just throwing that out there. So y'all want to call his wife a hoe and all of this other stuff. A hoe don't deserve protection. That Will got $400 million. I think he'll be all right whooping somebody's ass behind disrespecting his wife. And that's what this, to me, I'm going to just keep it real with y'all. I think this slap really exposed a lot of people out there. And I'm going to say this. I think it exposed a lot of our men that y'all think that it's all right for that man to disrespect a man's wife and he's supposed to sit there and take it because you think that Jada is unworthy of that. Who gave y'all the power to decide what Jada is worthy of? Y'all can't even get your own household under control. You telling Will what to do? And as far as Jada tweeting, that's how we do. That's his mama. Mm-hmm. He can say what he wants to say in regards to his mama. Most of y'all, you can't say nothing about your mama. Now, how would you like if somebody called your mama a hoe? You ain't gonna be, you're gonna be mad.
No, not necessarily, because my mother wouldn't be acting in that.
That's a matter of opinion, brother.
That's true.
Not think your mama's a hoe, but somebody else might think she's a hoe.
And that's fine. And that does not give me the right to put my hands on them, especially when a comedian is doing that. Now, again, I agree with you. Everything that you said, I agree. Did I not say a husband should defend his wife? I don't believe he should defend his wife on some bullshit like that. But if that's what he chooses to do, you go right ahead and do that, brother. Whatever you think you need to do. I wouldn't have done that, but if he wants to do that, so be it.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, we having these conversations about two other people, but I just think we do it a disservice. And I just think also people need to concede that you just don't like Jada, and that's fair. But I think we should think logical in that, yeah, I don't like Jada, but does that mean that she should be disrespected? And then here's this other argument. Oh, I bet you if it was a white man, he wouldn't have did that he wouldn't have slapped no white man. How do you know? Have you talked to Will? And
Will has a propensity to slap people when they're disrespectful. That's a fact.
Will has slapped people before, correct? So it ain't like he just got froggy today. He slapped a reporter for squirting water or something on him, So
no, I think the reporter tried to kiss him or something.
Something stupid. I think he sprayed him with water, something crazy, something disrespectful, whatever it was. And so, to say that he wouldn't have slapped a white man, and I don't know if too many white men would have got up there and tried to do to Jada what Chris Rock was trying to do to Jada. First of all.
Yeah, and I hear what you're saying. Like I said, I don't disagree with it, but when you're dealing with comedians, I don't think Chris Rock, and this is my opinion, was being disrespectful. He was telling a joke. Now, if you can't take a joke, and see, I kind of feel bad for Will as a man, because now you've exposed what somebody can do to you to get under your skin. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate. He's in the entertainment industry. This is what these comedians do, and they just got under his skin, and it went totally left. And it's unfortunate. Like I said, does she need to be defended? Yes, by her husband. If that's what he wants to do, I wouldn't do it, but that's what he wants to do. It's just a bad situation.
If a man was disrespecting your wife, you would sit there and let him disrespect your wife?
If he's a comedian and whatever, and I'm in that thing, and he made the exact same statement, no, because it's a joke. It's a joke.
And so to you, it may be funny, but to Will, it wasn't funny. So
correct. But see,
where is the joke-o-meter? Where is the litmus test for it's a joke or not?
Yeah, I don't know, but if you're asking me personally, I think with a lot of one thing we know about the media, they love building you up to tear you down. And he's been taking a lot of L's lately in regards to his wife embarrassing him on a constant basis in the last couple of months or whatever. And who gives a damn if you follow that shit? But the point is, you could see the frustration on his face, because why would you apologize to the Academy and not apologize to the very man that you offended?
I mean, maybe he wasn't apologetic about slapping Chris. Maybe he didn't feel like, I'm just saying, nobody's had a conversation with Will, in the public or anything like that. Maybe he wasn't apologetic about slapping him. Maybe he said, he felt like I did what I did, and somebody was like, well, Chris Rock should sue him. I mean, you got to also ask the question, is money worth more than my woman? Is my career?
But is that his woman?
Regardless if it was his woman that night, it was his woman that night. And I think that's what's wrong with a lot of people. It's like, y'all want to, pick and choose. Now, it's his woman. If it's his woman only on Wednesday, that is his woman. And if he felt like that's what he needed to do to protect the honor of his woman, then so be it. I would love, not to say that violence is the way to go, but I would love to see more Black men, and I guess we could say maybe men in general, but since we're talking about Blackness here, more Black men be just as unapologetic about protecting their Black woman. Shouldn't nobody think that they could ever talk bad about your woman and you sitting right there? Because I don't think it was, I saw what Chris Rock was trying to do, and I didn't think that was funny. And then on top of that, Chris Rock had a documentary about good hair, and here you are talking about this woman bald head.
Well, again, like I said, it's a touchy subject, but I'm just going to say this as a man to other men out there. As we know, do not let yourself be, your freedom get taken, or you take a life, or your life be taken over something as trivial as a joke. That's all I got to say about that.
And so, Aiden, how you doing? He did, as you will, get jiggy with the white boy that tried to kiss him in the mouth. So he did not let that slide. See, that's another thing too. Y'all know I love y'all dearly, but I think we should get in a space of telling the truth, especially as we know it, right? But to say that he didn't, go off or do whatever he did, he snatched the white boy up is what he did. To say he didn't do that, that's not true.
And he's done that several times.
Yes.
To reporters and even fans. He's done that several times. So it ain't like he picks and chooses, oh, you're white, so I'm not going to slap you. If you're disrespectful to him, he will do what he needs to do.
And I'm just putting y'all comments up as I go, because obviously it'd be hard for us to address them. And I'm just gonna put them up there, and y'all can kind of converse throughout the comment section, if you will. If we see something, we'll go ahead and address it. So Donovan, just keep a lookout.
Let me address this one. Judalon Watt Shannon says Will Smith is dead ass wrong. Jada is not sick. Chris Rock is a comedian doing his job.
And I've known Judy for a long time. We go way back as Norte Vista High. Yes, indeed. Well,
Oh, she went to Norte Vista? How come I don't remember? No, y'all were underclassmen.
I don't know if she's sick or not, but I think we've gotten so far removed of even knowing what that's like to, be unapologetic about sticking up for your spouse. And again, I'm not advocating violence. Could there have been another way for him to go about it? Yeah, sure. But, Pastor Thaddeus Matthews, who I listen to every night, Monday through Friday.
Who has a mad crush on you, or had a crush on you before you got married?
He says that Will Smith should get an Oscar, the Oscar for the best performance, and an Oscar for slapping the shit out of Chris Rock for disrespecting his wife. Not only disrespecting his wife, but disrespecting his wife in front of him. He says, and ain't no taking it backstage to talk about it. He says, sometimes you got to check it where it happened and when it happened. Ain't no where we going to talk about it afterwards. Nah, sometimes you got to let people know we're not going to do this. You stood on this international stage and tried to dog my wife. So I think everybody should see the consequences, because we always talk about freedom of speech. But are you free of the consequences, whether it's right or it's wrong?
Well, saying it that way, again, regardless of how you feel about it. Now, notice, to my understanding, nobody called the police. But isn't it funny how the LAPD showed up because they saw it and they're ready to press charges? Isn't that funny? And here's another thing you got to think about. And this is why I tell you, brothers, if you're in the chat, am I right or wrong? This is why you don't see a lot of brothers getting in confrontations with other men, because it can go really bad. And what I saw right there, in my opinion, was an attack dog. She didn't like it. She gave him the look, and then he went to go attack. To me, that is the wrong thing to do, especially in public.
But see, this is where I think also we need to get. Don't blame Jada. Don't blame Jada for Will. Will is a fully grown man that took the liberty to protect his wife. So to say that Jada was like, "Get him, honey," all she did was roll her eyes. She didn't go tell Will to do that. She probably.
Wait a minute. No, you cut me off. You cut me off in my thing. Go ahead.
You're making it seem like she was like, "Sick him, honey." She just rolled her eyes. That's
okay, wait a minute. You know, when you've been with somebody a significant amount of time, you know how to push their buttons, how to make them move. I'm speculating. I could be totally wrong, but I happen to know when you're with somebody for a significant amount of time, you know how they move and you know how to make them move. That's no secret. So he sees his wife upset. That's going to make a man move. Fellas, am I right or not? We see our woman upset. Are we going to move or are we going to sit there? Most real men are going to move. Instead of her saying, "Honey, it's just a joke, be calm," like, grandma used to do or whatever, no, she didn't. She didn't do nothing. She let that man go up there. And this is my point. He had no knowledge if Chris Rock had a knife, a gun, or anything. And this is what I'm saying to my brothers out there. Think before you move. What is it that you have to lose in doing this in the wrong way? I'm not saying don't defend your wife. Every man should defend their wife. It's how you do it. It is not worth a prison. This man's a comedian. He's a jokester. That's what he does. Don't let words put you in prison or cost you something monetarily down the road. Right now, Will Smith, all somebody has to do is say, "Oh, we didn't like the way he moved at the Oscars," and they blackball him. And look what happened to Monique, because she was difficult. All I'm saying is, ladies, you know how your man moves. Don't use us as an attack dog when it's convenient to be used. And I'm not saying that's what Jada did. I'm just saying this is how men move. That's why we are very reluctant to get into altercations, because we know it's going to go left. We know.
So I'm going to say this. My father, who I love dearly, I have seen my dad on multiple occasions run to the rescue of a Black woman who was getting handled, roughhoused, even beat up. We were at a family reunion once, and we're at a park, and some other, family was having a reunion or something, and we heard all this commotion, and this brother was trying to jump on a sister that was in a wheelchair, and nobody was running to her defense. Do you know my daddy, who was probably like, 73 at the time, maybe 70, ran over there like Batman and broke it up. And he said, "You brothers are wrong. Why y'all sitting around here watching that man do this to that woman?" And then not too long ago, my dad got a broken hip. My dad got a broken hip. Y'all know senior citizens rarely come back from that. Got his hip broken because a dude slung my dad, who was, 150 pounds maybe at the time, as my dad was trying to break up a fight because brothers were standing around watching two sisters tear each other's head off. My dad sustained a broken hip and was hospitalized. So the point that I'm making is, while I hear men talk about, don't go protect this woman, you don't know, that's what men do. Men jump in the way and jump in a fire to protect a woman. And now this excuse, I get it. Sometimes men get in trouble, whatever, getting hurt. I get all of that. But you're not going to sit up here and tell people, be careful. Because when I think of my dad, who don't know none of those people, and he put his life on the line for a sister, I venture to say they don't make them like that no more.
I'm not going to disagree with you. They don't make them like that no more. Again, you're right in a sense, but then again, you're wrong in a sense. I mean, okay, a good example. You had a call to action for these women that are twerking at a high school or whatever the deal is. It's like, you know, which is it? Which is it?
Which is
I'm
what?
sorry. You know what I'm saying is, it's like you want us to take a stand here, but you don't want us to take a stand there, whatever. What I'm saying is, I've seen it too many times in maledom, where guys are in jail to this very day because they got involved in something. Number one, they shouldn't have got involved in, or the woman did this or the woman did that. You know what? Let's just go back to the whole thing. Forget her infidelity and stuff like that, because you're right. That's between her and her husband. If they have an open relationship, whatever, right? He wants to handle it that way. Fine, you handle it that way. There's consequences for the way you handle things. But I'm never going to sit here and tell a brother to defend a woman no matter what she does. That's bullshit, because there are a lot of brothers that are in the grave right now over some bullshit. They caught their wife sleeping with another dude or vice versa or whatever is going on. And it's a bunch of bullshit. So I'm never going to say that. Never.
All right, so let's get back to this point of you trying to say that I'm being hypocritical. One day I'm trying to hold women accountable for twerking. Ask me this, brother. Did you see Jada twerking last night? Or did you see her sitting there minding her business?
She was sitting there.
So how you drawing the false equivalency that I'm defending her and her madness? What Jada was not doing one thing wrong last night, but people want to try to attach all this stuff that really ain't too many people's business. But then you're going to try to say that one moment, because I don't agree with what Chris Rock did to her, you're going to try to say that I'm one moment trying to hold women accountable for twerking, and I'm not holding her accountable. First of all, it ain't my job to hold Jada accountable, and Jada was not doing anything that we should even be trying to hold her accountable for. So what are you saying here?
Okay, but that's my point. You just made my point. So why are we holding Chris Rock accountable? He's a comedian doing his job. Do you see what I'm saying? We can point fingers left and right and nothing gets done. The bottom line is this. Will putting his hand, anybody that puts their hands on anybody else is wrong at the end of the day. But if that's what you want to do, there's going to be consequences. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. There's going to be consequences, right? And so, you know, to me, it's not really a whole lot about Chris. It's more about Will doing what he needed to do to make sure that his woman felt protected.
Right. That's what that was about. I agree with you. That's where we agree at. But what I'm saying is, we as people and stuff, we can't say, okay, this and this and this. You know, everything is different. If Jada's got rights, so does Chris. He didn't do anything wrong. He was doing his job.
Sometimes your job get the taste slapped out your mouth,
right?
Too.
And sometimes your 304ism gets you in bad situations.
But again, see, that's where you draw the false.
No, I'm not.
Let me explain it. Let me explain it, because you keep talking about she's a hoe, which is subjective, because you ain't never slept with her. But was she being a hoe last night? What was she doing last night that says she was being a hoe?
Nothing. What did Chris do that says that he was being disrespectful?
No, brother, because you called her a hoe.
I said that's my opinion. I said that's my opinion.
What was she doing?
I said that's my opinion. I didn't say it's everybody's opinion.
What was she doing last night that warrants her being a hoe that should not be protected?
What do you mean? You
said earlier that you shouldn't hoes 304s don't need to be protected.
In my opinion.
Right, but then you just made a statement about her being a hoe, and then I asked you
because she's still a hoe, in my opinion.
But what was she doing last night that warranted her to be called a hoe and for Chris Rock to disrespect her?
So you're saying that if a person's a streetwalker and because they're not on the street walking, that doesn't make them a hoe at that time?
Okay, brother, let's not be silly. Let's not be silly.
That's what I'm saying. To me, in my opinion, if she's a hoe and has those tendencies, as far as I'm concerned, you're always going to be a hoe. To me. I can't speak for everybody else.
Yeah, but to you, but again, what was she doing last night to warrant her to be disrespected? Was she being a hoe that night? Was she just sitting there?
No, but then again, what did Chris Rock do that you're saying that disrespected her? He was being a comedian.
But clearly, Will didn't find it funny. So was
Okay.
he being a comedian? Clearly,
Okay.
clearly, Will didn't find it to be funny.
Name me a comedian that has jokes that everybody's going to find funny. There is
Well,
none.
I mean, sometimes,
Right.
sometimes.
See, here's the thing, Demetria. We are basically saying the same thing. We're just saying it in different ways. Now, like I said, I don't speak for everybody else. My definition of a hoe is what I already gave you is my definition, and that doesn't change it. Your 304 behavior is 304 behavior, but that's their marriage. If they're fine with it, they're fine with it. They want to put it out there to the public. They've done that. I've come to my conclusion. That's 304 behavior. That's how I'm going to view her as a 304. Donovan, not Demetria.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's a false equivalency that because she's a whore, that she should be disrespected and that Will Smith should not protect his woman. And that's Will's woman. That ain't your woman. That ain't everybody else's woman. That's his woman. And y'all can't tell him what to risk or put on the line for his woman.
But how can you say he just what? How do you define what disrespect is? There's a lot of people, even in the chat, that agree that all he did was make a joke.
But that joke is subjective. I mean, it's like the joke is the eye of the beholder.
Right.
So y'all thought it was funny.
Right.
Will did not think it's funny, and I was told that a joke is when we all laughing. Now, if you laughing at me, that's a different story.
Correct. Now, again, it's subjective to anything is subjective to how we see it. Like I said, if Will felt that he needed to put hands on somebody, I didn't say he didn't have to defend his wife. That's what he has to defend if he feels he has to do it. I'm not against him defending his wife. So we're saying the same thing.
Let me take this comment, okay? How you doing, Mr. D-Rob? You say, personally, the way I see it is this. He defended his wife. If that had been your all-American white boy that defended his wife, you see a lot more sympathy and understanding. And brother, do you know you are 100% correct? He would have been held as a hero. But that Will Smith did it, and it was Chris Rock. And people think Chris Rock, is beloved. I personally think Chris Rock been off cold for a minute. Then people have a problem with it. You know why else they have a problem with it, Rob? Is because it was a black woman. That's why. Black woman who was sitting there minding her business, and yet here we are calling her 304s and this, that, and the other. She was minding her business, and so that's why I got to call out some of these brothers and being disingenuous and talk about how y'all love black women, but that particular black woman, and just admit you don't like her, was minding her business, but all of a sudden she this, that, and the other. Y'all can't tell Will how to defend his woman. How about some of y'all start defending your black woman, and then we can say, okay, you got a resume that matches what you saying.
But then again, these are public figures. She has a Red Table Talk. She put it out there for people to come to their own opinions. And again, you don't want your business to be known, don't throw it out there. But
again, it doesn't seem like Will has a problem with that. Jada and Will doing their thing. Will don't have a problem with that. But to try to attach who she slept with, this, that, and the other, and try to, make it as an all-inclusive thing as to why it's all right for Chris Rock to do that, that's wrong.
Right. Okay. And, and that's a good opinion. Okay. But coming to it from a man's perspective, and this is Donovan's man perspective. If you date a hoe, okay, I'm just saying, I'm not talking about Jada. I'm just talking in general. You meet a chick that's a hoe. Everybody knows she's a hoe in the community. There's an old saying, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. Now, how many of you brothers out there, get in the chat, would agree with that? A lot would, because you can't. That's their tendency. I'm not, like I said, I'm not talking about Jada. I'm just saying you get what you attract. Simple as that.
Whether he's attracted a hoe from Hoville, that's his woman. That ain't your woman.
I'm not disputing that.
You can tell Will.
No, I'm not disputing that. What I'm saying is to the fellas, forget Will. I ain't talking to Will. He could have his woman, whatever he's gonna do. I'm trying to save some brothers out there. I am not going to put my freedom and whatever else things I have in on the line for somebody that is doing something opposite and not honoring me? Where was, and it doesn't matter. She didn't defend Will when she was on the Red Table Talk. But
Did you
isn't it
watch
funny?
it?
Huh?
Did you watch it?
No.
So how you know she didn't defend Will?
Wait a minute. Look, you always cut me off here.
Stop it.
You always cut me off here. Look.
Did you watch it?
Which one?
You just said she didn't defend Will on the Red Table Talk. Did you watch it?
Well, the one I saw, she didn't defend him.
Was he on it?
No, he wasn't on that one.
So why would she defend Will if he ain't on it? See?
No. You could defend your husband on a show when you've already embarrassed him out of his mind. She last week or a couple weeks ago, she was on a show with Gwyneth Paltrow, and she's talking about he's not satisfying her and this is that. How many of you guys remember that? How is that honoring your husband? How is that defending your husband? Does everybody got to know all that information?
Did you watch when they were on the Red Table Talk together? They being Will and Jada? I
don't really follow them like that, but I saw parts of it. I saw when he was crying.
Do you know why he was crying?
Because he looked like a simp.
Okay.
I don't follow him like that.
Just say you just grab something out of thin air just to try to make Jada the bad guy. Just admit it.
Wait. How can you say she is not a bad guy in the situation and she's the one that cheated on her husband? See, black women and accountability. We can never get it.
Speaking of a black woman, how you doing, Kiki? She says, black men have been violent toward each other for decades. Why does it take this to talk about violence? It seems disingenuous. Over 90% of black men die or will die by the hands of a black man who looks like them. But it took a slap for a black man to care about violence. Really? It's bull. Thank you.
Good point. That's a good point. But what we're talking about what I'm talking about is within relationships. I've seen and I actually have a experience where a friend of mine got involved in something defending a woman that he should not have been defending, but he did it. He lost his life.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't know. I just think really at the end of the day, that was Will's decision. That is Will's wife. And I'm sure Will was not concerned with them. I might go to jail. I might, this, that, and the other happen. He did what I think a lot of men with some weight behind him would have done. Now, should he have slapped Chris? I don't think he should have put his hands on Chris, but I think he sent the message. I don't even really think the slap was really about Chris. I think the slap was really about sending a message to everybody else. At the end of the day, I'm a man. This is my woman. And y'all not going to keep disrespecting me because y'all already know. Had Will not stood up for Jada, he'd have been a meme. Oh, he looked Jada bald-headed. Oh, Will is a simp. Will is this, that, and the other. So it's like, okay, if y'all internet keyboard gangsters gonna talk about me, guess what you're gonna be saying? You're gonna say Will slapped the shit out of Chris Rock.
Right. Let me ask you this in all seriousness. What kind of message are we sending to our young people and to resolve issues like that?
I mean,
you know what I mean? It's a slippery slope when you're saying, yeah, go do it. But at the same time, where's the middle ground?
Don't try to use Will Smith as a litmus test for, and I'm saying in general, your lack of fatherhood. Because if your son is watching Will Smith not slap another man, and Will Smith is more influential over your son than you, Will ain't the problem. It's you.
But again, and I agree with that. But it's like a slippery slope, especially for young men. You know what I mean? It really is a slippery slope.
I mean, I'm just saying, I just think we get in the habit of trying to, and that's one thing, even though I'm on the internet a lot, one of the reasons I say I hate the internet is because the internet it participates in groupthink. We all need to think this way. We all need to think that way. Oh, Jada's is this, Jada's is that. You don't think Will and Jada sit up and worry about what people thinking about them? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But at the end of the day, I wish that maybe not black men put their hands on people because we know y'all pay bigger consequences.
Yeah.
But I do wish that we see more, not saying y'all don't, but more brothers get the respect for that black woman like Will did for his woman.
Right.
That's
exactly.
what I would like to see.
Exactly. And I agree with you wholeheartedly. It's just how you do it. You got to be smart in how you do it. I noticed you don't put up my preach, Donovan, and all the praises I'm getting. No, I'm messing with you. Anise Jones says this, and I agree with it. Most of these dudes don't have a wife.
Exactly. But y'all try to tell Will Smith what to do with his. I mean, I'm just saying, you know, everybody's got all this marital advice for Will, but it's like, where your wife at?
Demetra, what do I say now? Everybody listening on the chat, okay, we got 15 minutes to go here. What have I been saying for years to you, Demetra? What have I been telling you? All of these problems in relationships could be resolved if you would just sit down with your spouse or your significant other and you put in what's love got to do with it. I want you to watch that, ask some questions, and then if she still doesn't understand it, you say what the problem is, and I think it'll resolve a lot of issues in the man-female relationship.
I mean, yeah, all of that. But again, I tend to think that, you know, again, we are, you know, doing what we call Monday morning quarterbacking into Will and Jada's situation. I mean, from what I understand too, Will went to an after party afterwards and was getting jiggy with it. Like, and next. So, I mean, he wasn't very apologetic about it. And I don't know if he should be. Maybe one day he'll say, you know what, Chris, because it sounds like they're friends outside of last night, you know, but as somebody else said, it ain't the first time that Chris was talking greasy about Jada. I mean, how many more times do you think I should give you a pass for talking greasy about my woman? I mean, a lot of y'all might think it's cool, kiki, ha ha, you know. And the other thing is too, just, you know, to bring up DL Hughley, because he has some stuff to say. He should be the last man on earth talking about what another man should do. When you said that your daughter came to you and said that your friend raped her and you didn't believe her because that was your homeboy. He should be quiet. Honestly.
There you go. Thank you. No, but again, okay. You know, and it's so sad that, you know, people get all worked up at this stuff. I really don't give a shit. I think we have bigger fish to fry in the world than worry about what millionaires are doing to each other. I could care less. It's ridiculous. The only thing that I had was when I saw it on TV, I wasn't exactly sure what I was seeing. How many of you guys felt the same way if you were watching the thing or you saw a repost of the clip? I wasn't sure what it was at first. I was like, wait a minute. Is this, you know, it was just, you don't see that in real life in real time as it goes on. And that's when I texted you and I said, did you see Will slap Chris? I get some confirmation because maybe my brain was going off. But as Black people, I think we've got bigger fish to fry. I do agree with Demetra. More Black men need to stand up for their wife or significant other, but do it in a way to where confrontation is the last. Physical altercation is the last option. That's what maybe I should say that better. That should be your last option. But again, as men and you fellas out there, you guys know what I'm talking about. We know that if I fuck with this dude, this shit may never end until one of us is dead or in jail. And this is why men rarely engage in bullshit when it comes to certain things. So I'm just saying, be careful as you do it. But violence, I think, is a bad message to send out to younger people looking at us. But we know it does come to that. And if it does, it is what it is. And every man for himself. If you want to defend your woman and your right, you have every right to do so. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying you got to deal with what comes with it afterwards.
Fight for Black, thank you so much for your donation. I love and appreciate you for that. He said, I really think Will did not hear the joke clearly at first. Secondly, Will slapped a white boy who tried to kiss him. So yes, I said, let's tell the truth. Let's not lie on Will because we don't agree with what he did. He did do that. So this is not the first time. And then, you know, people saying, oh, he wouldn't have did no white boy like that. Well, clearly he would have. Okay. So disrespect is disrespect no matter where it comes from. You are talking greasy about somebody's wife. Yeah, you might end up getting the taste slapped on out your mouth. I'm just saying. So I'm just, you know, looking at some of these other comments here, and I'm going to skip all the way down to the bottom to some of the people I haven't seen on here. And I thank y'all for being here for your commentary. Normally, you guys know I would read comments, but today we just don't have the time. Let's see here. This is all about
wait. Yeah, after that one, could you go to Kiki's one after that?
So she says, why did the joke have to be about her hair? Sisters are tired of being insults being hidden behind jokes. Yep. And I really think that's what it was. Like I said, we know Chris Rock, has been raccooning for quite a minute. You know what I mean? And, one hand, brothers talking about we don't like lace fronts and wigs and all this other stuff, but a sister go out and embrace her natural self. And, we want to ridicule and talk bad about her. You know what I mean? And anybody who suffered with hair loss, Donovan, I know you have, maybe it doesn't bother you much, but anybody who suffered with hair loss, especially for a woman, that's kind of an emotional, and something else I was thinking about, a mental trip, to really lose your hair and lose your hair. Because for a lot of women, their hair is a crown and glory and all of that. And so I don't know. I just think to make fun of it, I think that was it was poor taste on Chris Rock.
Yeah, but when I saw that TikTok video where she said she doesn't really care what people think about her hair and stuff like that. Now I'm going to say this, and I hopefully it doesn't come out wrong, which it usually does. Not many women could rock short hair. Now Jada's been rocking short hair since the late 90s, right? So it isn't like she's bald. I think that's what it's called, track alopecia. Come on, you were a beautician. It's called track alopecia.
I think she has alopecia areata.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're an expert.
Yeah, she has patches and stuff. But again, Jada was rocking that, short hair all the time. So, for me, to talk about her having short hair, it's like she's been rocking short hair for a while. So I never really did get into the joke. But, I understand the reference to G.I. Jane, but she's beautiful because she can rock short hair. So I was like, all right, G.I. Jane too. I mean, what is there, is there really a movie coming out? You know what I mean? Maybe, I don't know.
Nah, I mean, she has alopecia. She talked about that on one of her Red Table episodes about she's losing her hair. She had alopecia and all of that. And so, I mean, we honestly could be here forever debating that, but I'm not mad at Will. Should he have taken another course of action besides putting his hands on Chris? Yeah, I'm not going to say that slapping him was the end all be all, but again, you can't tell people what to do when they are protecting what is theirs. Jada is his woman, and maybe Will is thinking, maybe I shouldn't have did that. How far we know, maybe they made up and they're cool now. I don't know. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's just funny to me that people have all this advice for Will, but it's like, get your own woman in control.
Africa First has a good one. Go down and show his clip.
Okay, let me just see
when you get to it. Hey, Sunlight, how you doing? I knew she was gonna come on the show. I knew it.
I see people saying, and Will, how you doing? A long time no see. Why did Will laugh? Well, if you look at it, he was already laughing. He was already laughing when Chris Rock pointed out Javier Bardem and Penelope Cruz. So when it panned over to him and Jada both actually were laughing. And then Chris said what he said, and that's when it became a little bit more serious, right? So it wasn't like he was laughing. He was already laughing. Go back and watch it. Yeah. All right. How you doing, Tanaya? So I'm just going through some of these comments, trying to put them up there, people I haven't seen on here. And you said go to who?
Go to Africa First.
Yeah, and then Tracy, how you doing? It says Kevin Hart was taken off of the Oscars for 12-year-old joke, but Chris not funny. Rock gets a pass. Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. Exactly. I mean, like I said, in 2016, he talked about Jada real bad. I'm surprised Will didn't run up on him after that.
Yeah, and the funny thing about Kevin Hart, I'm glad Tracy brought that up. Kevin Hart, you talk bad about the LGBTQ community, you're done. You're done.
I'm just putting y'all comments up here. Y'all crazy. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, Africa First when you get to it.
Okay, so what is it at the bottom?
Yeah, it's close to the bottom.
I'm just putting.
It was right after Tanaya's. When you put Tanaya's up, it was like 3 things down from Tanaya's. Two things down from Tanaya's.
Okay, 3 things down from Tanaya. And you said who is it again? I'm sorry, I'm
Africa
looking.
First. It says Will Smith is a simp. I don't care if he has $13 billion. He's a billionaire simp. Then how's Kim Kardashian a 304 and Jada a hero? Make it make sense.
Let me see that. I have to see. I'm trying to find it. Must be way at the bottom.
No, you had it on tonight when honestly no white man or white comedian would have disrespected.
Oh, okay. So it was back that way. Okay, let's see.
It was 2 down from that.
Oh, I would have scrolled all the way down to the bottom. Okay, hold on a second. Let me get it. Okay, so Tanaya. Wait. Okay, it was Tanaya's first question.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Let me get to it, y'all. Let me get to it.
Then Sunlight, and then they're Mimi.
Africa first. Okay. So it says Will Smith. Okay. Will Smith is a simp. I don't care if he has 13 billion. He's a billionaire simp. Then how's Kim Kardashian a 304 and Jada a hero? Make it make sense. Well, again, that is subjective. I mean, that's to me, that's a matter of opinion. What really is a hoe, and who are we to even call Kim or Jada a hoe? Who is that? And who says that Kim Kardashian or Jada is a hero? Nobody. When did anybody on this discussion call Jada a hero? When? Nobody called Jada a hero. Y'all didn't even hear me defend Jada. I was talking about that in defending Jada against what was she doing to be a hoe that night. Is Jada a hoe? I don't know. I'm not up under Jada's clothes like everybody else appears to be. I don't know what she's doing. I don't know what Kim is doing. I didn't say Jada was a hero and Kim Kardashian is a hoe. I don't need to know either one of those women. So I hope that helps. All right. So let me just I'm just look and see, some of these other comments here. So I saw somebody ask me a question.
Well, let me read this one from Kiki. She said, let's keep it real. What's a joke to one person may not be that to someone else. Remember when the DJ called that basketball team of black women nappy-headed hoes? That was a joke to them, but the black community went haywire. Good point. Excellent point. Excellent.
You know what it is, y'all? I really think a lot of people, again, I'm not saying that Will should have put his hands on Chris, but I think a lot of people just have a problem with it because it's Jada and they don't like Jada. I really think that's what it is.
But why don't they like Jada? I don't follow him like that because I've got too many.
Why don't you like her?
I didn't say I didn't like her. I like 304s. You know me, I like the 304. I like the fun girls. Hey, it is what it is. No, I like her as an actress. I think she's a good actress and decent actress and stuff like that. But I just don't understand, I don't know what it is about her and her relationship with, is she, this power couple thing between the two? I don't know what it is. Maybe because at one time she was the more dominant actor, then he surpassed her. Is it a family competition thing? I don't know.
Yanni, how you doing? Says, hey, y'all, Will knew who to slap because he didn't slap August like that. Will feels emasculated. How y'all know he didn't slap August?
How do we know he didn't?
That's what I said. How do y'all know he didn't slap August?
How do we know he did?
That's the point that I'm making. Just because you didn't see it don't mean it did or did not happen. I'm just saying. And I'm just asking. I'm just reading some of these comments.
Mm-hmm.
It says, facts not fair.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So women are emotional and so is Will. That's dangerous. Yeah, I think that was very emotional of him. But again, y'all can't tell that man how to defend his woman. You just can't do it, Everybody trying to calculate the cost for him, but it's like, I'm sure Will is more than, prepared to pay the cost, whatever that may be, for protecting the honor of his woman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
Honor of your, okay. Could you define honor? In your opinion, what would be honor?
I don't know what his definition of honor is, but when I say honor, I'm talking about the dignity and the respect in the name of his wife.
Okay.
And her, and all of that, whatever honor may be to him. But that's what men are supposed to do. You ain't supposed to sit up there and let somebody run all over your wife like that. That's why I'm questioning. This situation, like I said, has pulled the covers off of a lot of men and some women, admittedly, to think that, yeah, Will was wrong for putting his hands on him, but that Jada's not worthy of defense. You can't dictate that for Will Smith.
Okay, well, let me ask. Let me just say this for the men. I just have a question. How many of you men are willing to defend a 304 that you have a relationship with? I'm just asking.
And I'm seeing here a lot of y'all men are talking about Jada is for the streets. How do y'all know Jada is for the streets? Jada's got one of the most successful black men on the planet, and y'all talking about Jada for the streets? What if somebody was to say your wife was for the streets? Ah, no, she ain't. That would be their opinion, right? So who are y'all to say that Will's wife is for the streets?
Well, if you're acting like you're for the streets and you're out there having extramarital affairs, if that could be somebody's definition. That could be somebody's definition.
One thing we have not touched on, and I see how y'all men is trying to be disingenuous up in here, is Will was out there having affairs too. He said that himself. Y'all ain't called him no 304.
It's a man's world. It's a man's world.
What? I ain't heard
it's
no
man's world.
Y'all better be happy I got on my booty shorts. I stand up
it's
and
do man's world.
Y'all ain't heard. I ain't heard one of y'all call Will Smith a hoe. Not one of y'all.
I don't call him a hoe. I call him a simp. I don't call him a hoe. He's a simp.
No. We talking about him simping. We talking about he was out there getting his thing around too. I ain't seen one of y'all call him a hoe. Why not?
Because it's a man's world. The men build the trains that roll on the track.
I'm waiting. Y'all know I see I'm losing my voice. I ain't gonna have no voice left.
Wait, go back to Sunlight. A lot of men are just mad that he's still married to her. That could be true too. I mean, she's an attractive woman. She's attractive.
No, or basically that. I think what she's saying is that she disrespected him and that he ain't cut her off, right? I think that's kind of where she's going with that.
Exactly.
I'm waiting for y'all fellas. I'm gonna go on down to the bottom here and see if we can get to some of these men calling Will a 304 for him running around, sleeping around and stuff too that he admitted to doing. I'm gonna go all the way down here.
But here's the funny thing about the chat, and this is why I'm kind of glad you kind of addressed this and brought this up. You could see the divide between men and women and how our perspectives are on two different sides of it. You know what I mean? There are some women that are taking the man's side, but it's an even divide. And that's the way, to me, it should be. You know, women think a certain way, men think a certain way.
I'm going to go all the way down here because I want to see. Hi, Benny. I'm going to put your comment up here while I'm waiting to see people calling Will Smith a 304. So you say, I'm sorry, but I don't want to see any of my brothers putting themselves in danger over some bullshit like that. That's the problem. To you women, y'all see shit like this is romantic, but not understanding how dangerous and problematic it really is. Those were two black men, and situations like this that happens in the streets will end totally different than it did in that safe and controlled.
And that was my point right there. That was my point. I mean, it could go totally left.
I mean, it could, but I think we're being disingenuous to blame Jada for that. Jada ain't said one word. She didn't say one word to that man. And how do y'all know that she even knew he was going to get up there and slap Chris?
Well, you've been together for 24-something years. She should know her man. She knows how he moves. I mean, I'm sorry, Demetria. On that point right there, I can't agree with you, because when you're with somebody that long, you know how they move and what sets them off and what makes them move. And if you don't, then there's something wrong in your relationship. You've been together that long and you don't know how that person's going to act, move, and react.
Yeah, but again, did you see Jada say, go slap the taste out of Chris' mouth?
She doesn't have to say that.
But then she just sat there. She sat there. It all happened really so fast. Jada, like I can't get with blaming Jada for that. I can't get with that.
No. The blame is all on the man and how he reacted. That wasn't a manly way to react. So I put all the blame on Will.
It was a manly way to react. Like I said,
I just don't see that. You can't put your hands on people because you don't like a joke. You don't like words. That doesn't happen. You got people that see white people talking about they're down for hip hop and saying nigga nigga all day, and nobody's getting upset about that. They're just words. They're words.
Okay, well, it wasn't just words when he got slapped out last night. How you doing, Sonia? And how you doing? And let's see here. Brother Samuel, how you doing? I'm gonna leave that up for a minute. I'm gonna read
Look at Sonya. Sonya. Okay, that's good one. That was a snap moment for real. I think he felt the need to prove something to the world due to him being teased and emasculated about Jada's previous entanglement. That's could be behind the scenes. I think he definitely should have stepped to Chris, but just not at the moment. However, when you keep pressuring people, we know what happens to a pressure cooker. Anyway, somebody needs to find Chris Rock's taste buds and send them back to him as soon as possible. You know what, Sonya? That is excellent. That is a excellent summary. Excellent.
Brother Sam, he said, I have a student athlete. He says he has alopecia and is now a bodybuilder and a motivational speaker, trainer, and professional bodybuilder, and is known as and refers to herself as G.I. Jane. Okay.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, in the military, G.I. Jane is that's not a negative. That's really a positive.
But y'all know damn well he wasn't meaning that she was, tough and strong. Y'all know he was talking about because she was bald. Because in them, come on, stop playing games.
No.
She shaved her hair off.
Yeah, no, we know the context in it, but at the same time, you got to remember he's a comedian. That's what I'm saying. You can't. Okay, okay, and I'm not saying you can do what you want. When I go to a comedy store or a comedy show, I don't sit my ass up in the front. I definitely don't do that.
Again, I think two people are missing the point that Will was there for the Oscar. Jada was there as his guest. So why is she on the menu? And I saw somebody else, I can't remember who it was. Why didn't he disrespect Nicole Kidman like that? So I don't know. I didn't watch the whole Oscars. I only saw that portion of it, but I think it's a question. So Will said, I need this question answered, y'all. Was Jada being the unapologetic wife when Will was the butt of jokes over his crying meme? Well, how do you guys know that she wasn't? And this is the thing, I think people, and I'm not saying this about you, Will. I'm just saying in general, I think people think that because we don't see it on the internet, it's not being done. Y'all don't know what Will and Jada discussed behind in the confines of their home. Just because we didn't see them do it don't mean it wasn't done. They still together for whatever reason. And I think, and I can't remember who it was who said it. I think it was Sunlight. I think it was Sunlight. At the end of the day, y'all mad because Will didn't leave her, but ain't nobody said nothing about Will sleeping around on her.
It's a man's world.
Shit.
It's a man's world. But
all right, let me get down.
Nothing.
And again, Swerve, how you doing? You say, so where is the smoke for August Alsina? I think that's how you say his name. That part. I mean, I don't know. We don't know if there was smoke or there wasn't smoke. But again, we are assuming because we didn't see it done on the internet that it wasn't done. Like, do y'all, everything that y'all do in behind the doors of your homes, do you go on the internet and say, okay, today I'm gonna go take a shit. Right now, I'm gonna go and look out the window. Today, I'm gonna have a conversation with my side piece. Do y'all talk about everything you do on the internet?
Can I answer that?
Yes.
Yes, it's called Twitter.
Everything?
Yes, it's called Twitter. I'm shitting right now. I'm looking out the window. I'm doing that's how Twitter started. Everybody was saying everything they were doing.
I don't think most people talk about everything they do on the internet.
That's right.
That's the same criticism they gave LeVar Ball about his kids, especially when the second one went over to China and stole the sunglasses. Oh, well, he should have did this. He should have did that. And he said, y'all don't know what I said to my son. Just because y'all didn't see, y'all think I'm gonna put him on the internet so y'all can watch me beat him or chastise him. He said, that's my business. How I talk to my son and how I discipline my son. That ain't for y'all to know. And y'all will probably never know what I said to him.
And, I'm going to back you up because how many of you guys remember when we started this show years ago, I used to put up a meme and it was Lawrence Fishburne and What's Love Got to Do with It at the end of the movie. Remember when he brought the roses for her? I used to do that to Demetra all the time. So y'all don't know what's going on behind the scenes. What's happening. I have my little gun and just, where you going? What you going to do?
Right. Hey, Rover Man, how you doing? Thank you so much for the donation.
Thank you so much. Put up my girl Sunlight's comment. She says they have an open marriage, which is their choice.
True.
Y'all mad because it's supposed to be the other way around. The woman should be publicly humiliated, not the man. I said it.
And Kubler, how you doing? You say Shannon Sharpe is 100% correct. I think is what you're saying. I saw that, and so was Skip. Skip says, well, you know, Chris took undisputed with Shannon and Skip. Chris took a cheap shot at his wife, and that was wrong. So that he did defend Will kind of sort of, and say he didn't agree with it, but he says he took a cheap shot at his wife. So I mean, you kind of got to get what you got coming to you when you do that. Everybody don't think it's funny for you to talk bad about their wife.
Right. Well, again, and if you're that thin-skinned, you might want to be in a different business. Being in public business is not good if you're that thin-skinned. But Cool Blur said, keep allowing your woman to get you off your square, and I promise you, your days are numbered. And that's my point with a lot of people nowadays, because unfortunately, we've got generations behind us that they don't settle things with their fists. They settle it with guns and knives.
S.A. Smith, he said, black men used to say, be a man and use your hands instead of the weapon. Will used his hands, and now he is being called out about it.
Well, it's not the fact that he used his hands. It's the venue that he used it in. I mean, you're on a national TV, but if that's what he wanted to do, you're more than welcome to do it. Like I always say, there's consequences to what you do. But like I said, he could have handled that afterwards or whatever. I mean, the result would have been the same, right?
Absolutely. Malcolm Mills knows. How you doing? He says, where can I follow Donovan? I'm done with Demetra.
Yes. Sign my petition.
I'm sorry to see you go, but on this show, everybody's opinion is valid. And y'all talking about Will being emotional, and I'm being emotional, but I think for you to say I'm done with you, I think that's a pretty emotional response. That's just my opinion, though. So I
look me up on Facebook. I'm on YouTube, Donovan Sadiq. Just look my name up.
Put your stuff in the comment section, and I'll put it up there. All right, so here we go. Let's see here. Yes, OG. I'm gonna put your comment that Demetra's dad is an OG, triple OG. My dad is the last of a dying breed. I'm gonna just say that right now. And let's see here. Oh, we were really behind. And what he said, respect and love to your pops, D. He absolutely did the right thing, but that's not comparable to the situation. No, I agree, but I was saying in regards to Donovan saying, not to, put yourself in harm's way. So that's what I was saying in respect to that. And Harley says, Demetra, you're too emotional about this. I'm not emotional about this at all. I'm passionate, but I don't have a dog in the fight with what Will and Jada are doing. I mean, at the end of the day, they sitting on $400 million. So,
at the end of the day, millionaires beating each other up. Who cares?
That's what I'm saying. They're going to be all right, whether we mad about it or not. I'm not emotional about it. Now, I do get passionate when I talk about my father because, my father is, as Asada, how you doing? A real man.
Yeah. He sat me down and said, you can't mess with my daughter. You ain't fit to walk among men.
Right. But yeah, I mean, that's what men do. And I'm not going to be apologetic about that. If I was in distress, I would want to see a man to come to my defense. But we in a day and age of a lot of men and, people in general putting up cell phones and watching the distress go on. But I will concede the point that there are a lot of women who need to not put their men in harm's way. And last night, I don't think that was the case. I don't think Jada was putting her man in harm's way. I don't think she told Will to go do any of that.
But did she run up? I'm just asking. I didn't see her run up and try to stop him or do anything to it. That's why I use the reference of an attack dog. When women do that, even though, yeah, he should defend her, is it really that important?
Right. Brother Samuel says, it's in principle, we should defend our women. However, when a sister carries herself as a sister, your righteousness automatically pulls that out in a man. Absolutely. So you don't know what Jada is doing for Will and all of that. I just think we are too overly concerned of what's trying to get Will right and get him to get Jada right. That's not our job. All right, so let me see. Let me get down here.
Curtis Chavez has a good one there. He says, let's face it, if any one of us, regular folk, ever slapped someone in public, the po-po would be all up in our cookies and yams. Insult or no, that would still assault whether Chris Rock presses charges or not. And in California, the DA can press charges on behalf of the state. He doesn't even need the somebody to press the charges. They got it on tape.
Yeah, I mean, and the police said that, you know, Chris Rock doesn't want to press charges, so we're going to just leave it at that for now. I mean, yeah, he really might get in trouble for that. But, you know, you can't tell Will what cost to pay. I don't understand why we are even mad about that. That's Will's decision. That ain't none of our woman. That's his woman. So I'm trying to get down to some of these comments because I know we are really far behind. So let me see here. I'm just going to get all the way to the bottom.
Okay, while you're doing that.
Let me know.
Yeah. Sonia Ann has one. That was a snap moment for real. I think he felt the need to prove something to the world due to him being teased and emasculated about Jada's previous entanglement. I think he definitely should have stepped to Chris, but just not at that moment. However, when you keep pressuring people, we know what happens to a pressure cooker. Anyway, somebody needs to find Chris. Oh, we already read that one. That was way.
Yeah, that's why I'm just going down to the bottom. Let's see here. How you doing, Anthony? And thank you so much for the donation. He said he embarrassed black men everywhere. No self-control. What does Will? Let me ask y'all this: does Will Smith really speak for y'all? I mean, I'm just asking the question. Does he have the ability to embarrass black men? I'm just asking.
For me.
Okay.
Kiki says, okay, but brothers don't mind getting in confrontations with women. They're out here coming for women all day, Donovan. They don't mind being confronted with us.
All right, let me go back to here. Let me see. I'm just kind of going by. I know we're kind of going over. I want to try to just get to some of the other comments. Let's see. And Donovan, let me know if you see something. I saw something. Let me go back. Jeff, how you doing? He says, just joined. Hey, D, my question is this. If Jada had cancer and told that senseless joke, would everybody say Will was wrong? Let me put this up here. Will was wrong for his actions. Couldn't Chris have said something else? Chris knew that it's a sensitive subject for Jada. What if Chris had a daughter and the same illness condition that Jada has? What would Chris have done or thought? Chris should have been excited about Will being nominated for his work on the movie screen as a black man. Shaking my damn head. Shame on you, Chris Rock. I'm gonna let that one ride.
Uriah, I haven't seen him in a while. Good to see you, Uriah. Good to see you back. Arson says, separate comment. Will Smith having $400 million has nothing to do with us or a debate. Which one of us could walk up to anyone, slap them on camera, and receive an award afterwards? We don't relate, and sadly, it could duplicate.
Absolutely. So I'm just going to go out to the bottom because I see that we are far behind. And you guys know normally we would read all of the comments, but impossible today. So I apologize for that. And, you know, I wish that I could. And Callie, how you doing? I'm going to put that up there. I totally agree with you. I'm not advocating violence. So I don't want to, you know, come off as I think violence is the way. Violence is not the way. It's the way he decided to handle it. All right. And let's see here. Arabia, how you doing? It says people are steadily bringing up August why he slapped him. Will not supposed to check him. They have an open marriage. That's what people are not getting. Absolutely, and they have been they've been saying that they have an open marriage. Whether they do or not, I don't know, but that's what they have been saying. So let's see here. I'm going to the end here. I keep saying that.
Some like Stan says, come with the deflection, Donovan, like clockwork. Hey, if Demetra and I always agreed on this show, you guys would not be tuning in.
Damn, I am far behind because y'all still talking about the red table talk thing, I think. Let's see here. And did you read Arson where he says, come on, Demetra, what you say to say does not even really clash. You
I didn't say that.
Okay, it says you two say the same thing. Except Donovan says we must be careful picking our fights. I mean, I agree with that. I agree you should be careful, but I mean, how do you really know, right? Let's see. Somebody says,
Georgia Rose is on. Hey, Georgia Rose. Good seeing you. Good seeing you. Why
Right.
aren't y'all at work?
Okay, I'm just looking.
Inez M says, was it orchestrated? You know, I don't think it was, especially now that the police are involved. So that kind of tells you I don't think it was orchestrated.
I'm just putting these comments up, but I still haven't seen anybody call Will Smith a 304.
Don Reddick says, me and my brother make innocent jokes about each other's wives. It's common in Black American culture, and women make jokes about each other's husbands. A joke is a joke.
I mean, joke to you may not be a joke to me. I mean, so you can't really say that everybody should find that funny, because clearly he didn't find that funny. So you see what I'm saying? So a joke is not really a joke. A joke might be, it might be a joke to you, but it might be an insult to somebody else. So
right. Sharon Johnson says, protect from what? So if someone calls me a B, I guess we should start fighting.
Right. Wow. Somebody said that Jada should have wore her wig. Well, I mean, okay, I'm gonna put this up here. Chris Rock did not say anything disrespectful about Jada. Will laughed at the joke until he saw Jada rolling her eyes, all in her feelings. Jada should have worn a wig or stayed her sensitive ass at home. Why should she have worn a wig? Why should she have worn? So she should not wear her bald head out in public because people might say something ignorant about her having a bald head. See, that's what I'm saying. One minute we talking bad about sisters wearing wigs. The other minute, that sister walking out in her natural self, but she shouldn't have wore a wig at home to stop people from talking about her bald head. I mean, I'm just asking questions.
Benny Williams, she says, but the example you just gave about your pops helping a woman in real danger.
That's a man. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Jada wasn't in any real danger that warranted all of that, though. What do you got to say about that?
Read it again, because I'm sorry, I was trying to read these comments.
Benny Williams says, but the example you just gave about your pops helping a woman in real danger, Jada wasn't in any real danger that warranted all of that.
So you guys again missed the context. I wasn't saying that she was in danger. I was saying in regards to Donovan saying that you shouldn't, go and, just protect any woman. And I was giving an example of how my father protects any woman. That's where I was going with that. I wasn't saying that Jada was in any danger. So I hope I'm clear about that. Let's see. Somebody says, no, both of them have someone while the ones talking so much don't. I'm trying. I am really going to get to the bottom. Let's see. If I see something interesting.
Anise says, every woman should be protected. Do you agree with that?
Every woman, I think there obviously are degrees to that. Now, if a woman is if a woman is being hard-headed, how about that? Okay, let's say, like for example, when Brother Tyrone Muhammad went to that nail salon where the sister got beat up by the Asians, I think it was a beauty salon or something, and he went to protect their honor. Then they went back when they offered a 50% off sale. No, I think he's done his job. I don't think that he should continue going to jail for hard-headed women who, want hair weave more than they want protection. No, I think there's degrees and levels of who should be protected. But I mean, I just think as a man, anybody really, we're in a culture of seeing cell phones dictate opposed to people saying, hey, maybe y'all shouldn't be fighting. Hey, let's break it up, right? Like, why are we seeing all of these fights and different things on the internet opposed to people just simply breaking it up, right? I'm just asking. So I'm going to get down to these. Let's see. Let me know if you see something. I see people saying, I would sue, and let's see. I'm just laughing at some of these ones that I see.
Yeah, fundamental Buck Broken American says bald heads aren't okay, but August piping her down is.
Again, I mean, y'all, it's a false equivalency. Yeah. Y'all talking about August piping her down is a reason for Will to sit up there and allow a man to disrespect his wife. That doesn't even make any. It's really an apples and orange argument. And like I said, really, a lot of the root of it is just a lot of people just don't like Jada. But I think that if we're going to be logical, we should say, hey, I don't like Jada. However, I don't think that she deserved the disrespect that Chris was about to really hand down to her. I think we should be able to separate the two. Because again,
wait. I really like this comment by Blackest Beauty. If I was struggling with something at home due to a disease, some dude was joking about it, and my husband didn't defend me, there would be some smoke in the city. He better do something. And the Blackest Beauty, and this is just my opinion. A lot of women, modern women nowadays, actually believe that, okay, you want a man to be traditional in the sense of, oh, he's got to protect me and do all this stuff, and he's got to provide, he's got to do all this other stuff, right? The guy goes to jail or whatever. But then at the same time, when your man says, I don't want you wearing a weave, I don't want you dressing a certain way, I don't want you, you know what I mean? When it's almost like you guys are living in two worlds. It's convenient when it's convenient. You want the man to be the protector and all this other stuff. But when he tells you dress a certain way, do a certain thing, a lot of women, not you, can't do it.
I'm just reading these. And Weston, KC, how you doing? It says, half naked, twerking online, on the radio, promoting stripper music and hooking. Self-hate so deep, they spend billions on hair that's not theirs. Black women got to start giving us something to respect. But again, y'all drawing a comparison that wasn't there last night. How does this come about? Will Smith protecting his wife about Black women stripping and wearing weaves, and Jada wasn't doing none of that last night that I saw. So I guess I'm just trying to draw a correlation here. Just asking.
Weston KC says, half naked twerk. Oh, here you read that one. Tabitha Mudding Wende. Hope I said that right. For once, I disagree with you, Sister Demetra. Chris did not call her the W word, though, and Will was laughing right along with everyone till she gave the look.
I didn't say that Chris called her a hoe. I never said that. I said that he compared her, kind of to G.I. Jane. And as if you watch, yeah, they were all laughing, but they were laughing at something he was saying to Javier Bardem and Penelope Cruz. Then it panned over to them. But yeah, I mean, she gave him the look. She didn't like it. Like I said, at the end of the day, Will got to go home with Jada. He don't go home with y'all.
Right,
but her opinion matters.
Yeah, but again, she's also said in public that she doesn't care what people think about her hair and all this other stuff. But that's a different story. Again, it's kind of doesn't make sense how you say you don't care, but then now it's an issue when somebody makes a joke about it. I'm just saying in public.
She don't care about her hair. If she said that,
she did.
But that doesn't mean that, because I don't care about that. Don't mean that you can take cheap shots at me. See, y'all drawing all these false equivalencies.
No, I'm just saying it's kind of hypocritical to say you don't really care what people think.
And again,
I think it is.
She did not do anything. Will did.
Right. Again, Arson says, sorry guys, a Canadian wants to know what a 304 is. Arson, get a calculator. Put in 304. Turn it upside down. Tell me what you get.
Hello, Mr. William. How you doing? Thank you so much for the donation. Love and appreciate you for that. He says, glad I could finally catch you guys again. Love seeing y'all back in the saddle again. Yes,
I'm about to leave the show because this woman is so damn disrespectful. I'm about to leave the show.
Bye. I'm just playing. We're actually here every Sunday at 5 p.m. And then we do podcasts throughout the week that are not live, but the Sunday show is live, and usually we try to get to everybody's comments, but today,
yes. And real quick, you guys, we want to thank you guys for tuning in every day. I mean, Sunlight, everybody that keeps giving me trying to get me straight. Remember, I'm a recovering Democrat, so anything that you guys do to improve me is great. But do us a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, share this post, and let's get everybody kind of thinking about what's really going down. I mean, is this really important that we're thinking about millionaires, or do we have other things to worry about, like gentrification, where Black people ain't got no place to live?
Yeah, I mean, we can have that discussion. It ain't like we never had that discussion, but today we're not having that discussion. Today we are talking about Will slapping the taste out of Chris Rock on the Oscars in front of the world. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
That's what we're talking about today. And so I get tired of hearing people kind of say that too. Well, we ain't talking about. We talk about all kind of stuff on this show, and we rarely talk about entertainment per se.
Yeah.
Today we talking about it. So
Tracy says losing your hair and cutting by choice is different. You're absolutely right. But a lot of people think, okay, even though alopecia is a disease that makes people lose their hair, it's not like cancer. It seems to me people act like having alopecia is like having cancer, and it's not. It's not the same thing.
Midnight Marauders, how you doing? You say Will Smith can never do, I think he meant do that with someone else. Well, I mean, we've heard that he has. So, and we know that he has. So I think we really should, again, somebody said we should tell the truth and stop spreading false narratives. I agree with that. And Brother Jonell, welcome to the chat.
Yes.
And thank you to Brother Jonell for coming to my defense. I was on the show with West Coast Cam and a comedian by the name of Gooch yesterday, and it got kind of heated there. So I love and appreciate you for that.
Sign my petition. We need to get Demetra K off of the air. Do you see all the trouble she's causing?
I'm sparking conversation. That's what I'm doing. Anyway, say remind us of the Boondocks. A nigga moment isn't the Grammys pre-recorded. The math is it made good ratings and revenue for the handlers. The black woman deserves respect and protection no matter. Even Jesus defended the so-called hoe found in adultery and told her to go and sin no more. The accusers had to drop their rocks. Was it acting by actors? So many factors. But may we move on and focus on our elevation that will end in the nigga moment. So well said, and I totally agree with you on that one.
Yeah. Matter of fact, Jesus hung out with a lot of hoes. Mary Magdalene was one of them. And again, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It is what it is. What's that? The beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Absolutely. And I'm Occupy Black Wall Street, how you doing? You say, let Will hit a white man like Alec Baldwin. Come on now. So I can't remember what that was about, but didn't he put hands, Alec Baldwin put hands on somebody?
Mm-hmm.
And H. McDaniel will put your comment up. He says, instead of Will, Jada sitting there rolling her eyes, she could have made light of it and embraced it. Again, y'all can't tell another person what to do and how to feel. You can only be in control of you. See, it's all fun and games while we're watching somebody go through that, but I guarantee you 99% of us would not have sat there and if somebody was making fun of our loved one of us to say, oh, I'm gonna think it's funny, kiki, ha ha. I mean, it's easier for us to say somebody else should do that, but again, easier said than done. Brother Romel, how you doing? My longest and dearest friend that I have known. You say, so are you saying that it's all right to defend your queen if your feelings are hurt? I mean, that's in the eye of the beholder. I don't know if it would be right for me if somebody said something about that about my man, but I can't say that if it's right for Will, if his feelings were hurt about his woman. Maybe it wasn't about his feelings being hurt. Maybe it was about he's not wanting his woman's feelings to be hurt. I don't know.
So, so when the hell are you going to start defending me? All these women in here attacking me, you ain't doing a damn thing about it.
You strong. You can handle your... I'm just trying to I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to pick them out.
Wow, this is a really interesting chat.
I knew it would be. I knew that it would be. I'm just looking.
Sunlight says they act like they're married to her. So yeah. And Kiki says, and he also didn't talk about the white woman's looks. Why did he come for hers? That's a good point. That's a good point.
I say that again because I'm just kind of reading the comments.
Yeah, Kiki says, and he also didn't talk about the white woman's looks. Why did he come for hers?
Because I hate to say it, we think that it's all right to do it to each other. See, that's what I'm saying. People saying Will Smith wouldn't hit. I see some comments about, he wouldn't hit Billy Crystal and certain other white men. But y'all not taking Chris Rock to task for not going after those white women and how they look. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm just saying, like, why is it good on one end and it's not good on the other? And I'm still getting to the bottom, and I still haven't seen nobody call.
You guys are typing up a damn storm. I can't even get to the bottom.
I haven't seen any. I'm just looking. Maybe I haven't seen it, but I haven't seen anybody call Will a hoe on here yet.
It's a man's world. It's a man's world.
And Harmony, you say August said Will gave him permission to sleep with Jada.
Wait, but didn't Will also say that there was no infidelity in their marriage? Didn't he also say that?
I don't follow them people like that.
I
really
remember on YouTube or somebody was saying that that's what he had said or something. People were saying, oh yeah, whatever. But again, millionaires do what they do.
Absolutely. Tana, how you doing? He says Will was cheating too, so I'm done with y'all talking about Jada in August. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I haven't seen it. And Swerve, you tripping? You talking about allegedly? Allegedly, he said it himself, didn't he? I'm just reading.
Well, wait. Kiki says, right. Jada didn't put anything out there. A guy who couldn't take getting his heart broken did. But she acknowledged it like a month later, and she talked about it in her Red Table Talk. So I agree with you. But, she did, because at first she denied it. Then she came out with the truth when everything started breaking.
Well, because I guess it sounds like August talked about it or something like that.
Yeah, made a song and all kinds of stupid shit.
And that's how, they addressed it. So, I mean, would I have addressed it on national TV? No, I would not have. But again, I mean, we can't tell other people what to do in their relationships, because I know I couldn't come in none of y'all relationships to say, you should tell her this and you should tell her to stop doing that. I couldn't tell y'all to do none of that.
My honey that I used to have walking around this house butt naked, and you're telling me get rid of her. She ain't no good.
You a lie. You a lie.
Isn't that what you said? Or was that Deanna?
Nah, brother. Nah,
was that
brother. Nah, even though you were stressed like a cat that was tossed off of a 10-story building, Donovan would come out of the house. She just did, she did that. And I would say, wow, brother, she got you going through all of that. I never said you should leave her, because I knew you would come to that conclusion on your own. That ain't for me to tell you to leave your woman. Mm-hmm. I mean, and eventually you did. So problem solved. I'm just saying. I see y'all. Like I said, I love and appreciate y'all. Y'all are very passionate about this, and I'm reading. I just can't, address all of them. So I thank y'all for that. Somebody Rain, you keep saying Jade is Will's beard. So basically, you're saying that he is of the LGBT community. Well, how do we know that? Has he come out of the closet? I'm just asking. I'm just saying. And then Lamarcus, how you doing? It says, if she's mine and I claim that 304 and love her, I would. I'm just asking. I'm just reading. Africa First, you say, Will is going to get disrespected again on that table show. Just watch. I mean, he might. I don't know. It is possible.
Anthony Ali says, don't sacrifice your career over no damn joke. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I don't know, Occupy, but you say she ain't for the church. Oh, y'all be surprised how many 304s is up in the church.
Big Hat Gang, they were the original 304s.
No, I didn't say all of that. Let's see. I'm just looking. Let's see. Good Lord. I'm still waiting for y'all to talk about how Will Smith is a hoe.
But who was he hoeing with? See, it's not out there. We don't know that. But how do you know he hoe?
He said he was getting around too.
But with who?
And he didn't. The neighbor, would it matter?
It does matter because it does matter, because maybe he's saying that to defend his wife or protect his wife and put himself in that aspect, so it doesn't make her look bad. Some men do that.
It was known before that came out that he was sleeping around.
With who?
So, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Who?
You know what? Right. I honestly believe he's just saying that to save face for his wife, because he seems like he's that type of guy.
But yet, y'all ain't got no 304 energy for Will, though.
It's a man's world.
Y'all ain't got that energy for him. I would say that kind of sounds like a Tupac. I mean, a hypocrite. I read somebody's comment. Tupac would never. She says, because Pac didn't defend the street tools, Pac would have booted her to the streets a long time. Were you friends with Tupac? Have y'all had a conversation with Tupac? Would he have told you that? As far as I know, Tupac was very in love with Jada and she was very in love with him. So how do you know what Tupac would have done in regards to, whatever?
Wait a minute. That is not what porn star Heather Hunter said. She said that her and Tupac had a very deep connection. That's why she got into the music business.
And whether y'all like it or not, he was involved with Madonna.
True. LaMarcus Watkins says, everybody hates Chris. I never liked his jokes.
I mean, Chris is funny, but I think the last couple of years he really been, and y'all ain't saying nothing about, since y'all want to draw false equivalencies, what about when he was allowing the white boys to sit up there and use the N-word in his presence, all except for Jerry Seinfeld? On that video that came out and they was talking about the N-word and he was kikiing and ha-ha and laughing with him, since we want to draw false equivalencies, so can I say, would it be fair if I say, well, Chris Rock deserved to be slapped for letting those white boys use the N-word in front of him? Would that be fair? I'm just asking questions. Kiki says, I'm gonna put this in caps. Non-black men don't put conditions on defending the women in their communities. Now face the mirror and think about that, brothers.
Wait, and that's great. I see it, but also, Kiki, you forgot the other half of that. A lot of their women don't act like 304s either.
How do you know?
I've traveled the world, so I know.
You seen all of they women all over the world?
I've seen the cultures. Yeah, I've seen more than what I've seen here. I could give more of a more informed opinion than most. I can tell you that.
Okay. I'm just reading. Well, you crazy. Jada can't do a damn interview without talking about how special Pac was to her. Yeah, she really loved her some Tupac. I mean, I don't think that's a secret at all.
Kubler says the jail and graveyard are full of men trying to prove their love and or protect their love.
Yes, indeed. And Bongani, how you doing?
Bongani.
It's all love. That Donovan and I do this a lot. We're gonna both take our blood pressure medication when we get off of here.
Demetra just won't admit when she's wrong.
I admit when I'm wrong all the time, which is rare. It's rare.
Right. But like I say, I could be wrong. I doubt it.
I'm just putting stuff up at this point. Let's see. I appreciate you, Bongani. He says we're sending love to you all, and we're sending love to you as well.
He gave her permission. That's not cheating. Well, again, everybody's marriage is different, but I'm not a religious person, but usually when you get married, that means that you're supposed to be united together. This new stuff, I don't know what this stuff's about. So
Facts, not feelings. Thank you so much. He says, Demetra, you are lovely, but Will is a simp. I mean, maybe he is in some respects, but I can't be too mad at a man not wanting his wife to be disrespected. I mean, I'm not. I can't be too mad at it. And Midnight, how you say it? He says, "How you doing?" He says, Demetra K, you are an honorable empress. Don't defend the thoughts. I'm not defending Jada. Name one time that I defended Jada, other than asking what was she doing in that moment to be called a hoe. Did I defend Jada? I was talking about Will slapping Chris Rock and saying that Jada, how she didn't do it, Will did it. And what was she doing in that instance to be labeled a hoe? That's what I asked.
Right. Kiki has a really good comment. She said, let's be honest. For the majority of brothers, this isn't about Will. It's about Jada and August. They're out here 60 years old marrying girls on her 18th birthday. She's talking about that pastor, but can't get over that woman sleeping with a younger man who was still grown. It's a typical double standards. Good point. That's a good point.
Yes, indeed. I'm just reading.
But Kiki, let me ask you this though, and anybody else out there, isn't the world based on a double standard? There's double standards in the Bible. Men can have multiple women and all this other stuff. What I'm saying is, who are we to change what has always been? I mean, the whole thing is a double standard. If you're looking at it, if I was a woman looking at it, I would definitely be saying exactly what you're saying,
Yep. And I'm just reading, so forgive me, Donovan. I see you're addressing them too, so you can address them as well. And I'm just reading here, and I'll
Raymond
put
says
them up.
Will picked his fight because he knew he could win. Mm.
I mean, I've heard that argument too. Will is significantly or somewhat, taller than Chris Rock. Chris Rock being a smaller guy, Will Smith being a bigger guy. So people are saying that maybe Will felt like, he was an easy target. I mean, there could be some truth to that. I don't know. But how many of us have been in a blind rage before? I know I've been in a blind rage before, and sometimes you don't necessarily think before you act. I
Yeah.
don't know. There's a lot of things that could be going on there. I don't know.
Yeah. Arabia Miller says Kiki Will. August should kept his mouth closed. You hear nothing about all people Will slept with. Those females didn't get in their feelings. People keep bringing up Jada's past. People, they keep bringing it up. Good point. Good point. If you're gonna do your dirt, just keep it in the past or whatever you're doing. It would never be found out.
Very good point. I mean, like I said, August is the one that disclosed it was me.
Swerve says she shines her head with cooking oil. Okay.
You want a whooping, Swerve? You want a whooping?
You know what, Demetra, and maybe a lot of us are on the show here. Like I said, we love you guys. We love your input and everything. We need to do this, every now and then when a hot topic comes up and just get everybody involved and do that. I mean, I'm learning a lot from a lot of people. Nobody's defending me except the brothers.
Yeah,
Go ahead, brothers.
Some women in here defending you too. You see, you just don't want to give women credit. There's a lot of women in here defending you.
Well, what you don't know is a lot of women love the Ike Turner in me. They love that.
Now, y'all see this comment here? He did admit to falling in love with another woman.
Okay.
Anybody want to address that?
What's wrong with that? He could afford multiple women.
See, I'm done.
The double standard of society. This is why you women must continue to fight for equality. I'm serious. I had a friend ask me, Demetra, Donovan, you should support women. That would be betraying my own kind. As a man, I don't support women's stuff like that. I mean, I'm not against it, but you ain't going to see me in a parade. That's for you guys to, rescue yourselves. But I'm not against it.
I'm gonna put this up here. Critical thinker, how you doing? I like your name. He says y'all should know by now that Helly Weird loves to show us in a negative manner. Will also not mad after he hit him with the actor slap. So your assertion is that it was staged. I've heard some people say that. You know what's wrong? I see your crazy comments.
Go to Robin Cooper. My girl Robin, what is going on? Says wait, Jafia says wrong, Donna. We all know that you and D are ride or die.
Yeah, I mean, McDonald and I don't
kick her out of here though. You know what? Friends like that. I'm gonna do my own show. I don't need you. Anyway, Robin Cooper says, "I'm sorry, but is there a video of Jada on Pornhub? What's Pornhub? But anyway." Who said that Jada is a hero? Can a black woman be supported by her husband? Dispute her entanglement? Will stayed with her. Get over it.
And they gonna stay together until they decide not to. Yep. How you doing, Mikhail? You make a very good point. That is Will's wife, not ours.
How are you guys typing? Jesus Christ, we can't.
I know. I thought I was gonna get to the bottom of this, but I am not. And I said I was going to be on here for an hour. And look at here. We're on here for almost 2 hours. But it's all good, though. Let's see here. Thank you, Freddie B. I appreciate the comment, the compliment. Thank you so much. Let me see. Let me try to get. I'm really going to get to the bottom.
Yeah, and again, you guys got to remember, Tana Young said it best. Will was cheating too, so I'm done with y'all talking about Jada and August. Yeah, I mean, if that's what they do, and entertainment. These people do some. I live here in California. Demetra's from California. That ain't nothing new out here. That goes on all the time.
West Side.
Yeah. I hope I said that right. Maybe Lily. Mobby Lily, what is a 304? Take a calculator, type in 304, and turn it upside down.
I'm gonna put some of these comments up.
Midnight Murata Rule says, so he chooses when to defend her honor. She had an affair. Demetra, you're being unfair.
Read that again.
So he chooses when to defend her honor. She had an affair. Demetra, you're being unfair.
He had an affair too. Since we talking about being fair, does one affair outweigh the other?
A woman should not be cheating on her man. Now, when a man makes a mistake, forgive him.
Come closer. Come close. Come close.
Put it in my ear. Right. Instant death.
Let's see. I'm gonna put this one up. I don't think he should have done that right there and then.
Yeah.
He should have G-checked him after the party.
Yeah.
So some people are saying that as well.
Mm-hmm. Robin says, let's be real. The same men calling Jada a 304 can't even get a 304. I don't know why they can't. You got girls over on San Bernardino over there selling it for $30.
I'll put this up. So Darius, how you doing? Says, then when men have felonies over assault, then money look funny and everything else falls after that. Yeah. I mean, again, I'm not advocating violence. I don't think he should have put his hands on him, but I think I'm more or less speaking of the defense of his wife. That's what I'm speaking to. And Turn Cold, how you doing? Says, if that's how he felt like he needed to protect his wife, so be it.
Tracy Delgado. Yeah, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Tracy Delgado says, thank you. Thank you. Open marriage means both are getting it in. Exactly. Then why be married if you're going to be doing that? Easy.
Some people just feel like they need to have an open marriage. Ruby D and Ozzie Davis had an open marriage, and then they said they decided we don't want to do that, and we want to just be with each other, and that was the end of that. So
yeah, Eartha Kitt too. Like I said, the people in the entertainment industry, that is like normal behavior to them.
Right. Okay. Yep. And here's a good comment. How you doing, by the way? You said, where is the same heat for the instigator, Chris Rock? Chris Rock is a minstrel show for white folks. Someone was going to eventually check Chris Rock on his foolery.
Yep. Absolutely.
Marcus, how you doing? You say, I think we all are used to men not defending black women, and no one has the right to tell this grown man how to react to his wife being dragged, and it is overhyped show anyway.
Yeah.
Good point.
But Marcus, let me ask you this: how was she being dragged? That's where I'm kind of getting the confusion, because it was a joke. So I don't know. I just think it was kind of the reaction didn't match the situation. Yeah,
but again, you can't tell that man how to react about his woman. And OG, you say no black man speaks for me but me. Exactly. I mean, people saying, oh, he embarrassed black men. How? We don't say, when we see, let's say if a white man did that, would we say, oh, he's an embarrassment for all white men? Now we would talk about him specifically.
I think they're saying he's an embarrassment to black men because he slapped him. A man would have punched him. I mean, if you're going to do something like that, go all out. Shit, fuck that. I'm not going to, if I'm going to go to jail and defend my wife, I'm going all out. I'm not going to do it halfway. I'm going to let people know that I meant business.
Gosh, y'all saying she made that man do that. Tay, he said it's a misdemeanor here in California. And to Will, you said earlier, Chris Rock is not pressing charges for whatever reason. I mean, also sounds like they are cordial or friends to some degree outside of last night. So where it all went wrong,
yeah,
I'm sure they're probably having a cigar right now.
Right. Kiki says no, but it's not Jada's fault that August couldn't handle her going back to her husband. What makes her a hoe outside of Will? I've only known of two other men publicly, August and Tupac. So I don't get what the issue is. Good point.
Yeah, some people said that he should have just kept it to himself, but he didn't for whatever reason. And being a young
guy, he's probably fell in love. She put it on him. I can understand. I can see the immaturity in doing that. That's what a young man would usually do.
Yeah, and I think that's what he said, that he was in love with her, he was sprung, and all of that. So maybe that's why he did it. I don't know. Y'all saying that, well, Jada made him do it. Okay. Alex says, much respect to Denzel, Tyler, and Puff for being supportive of the will. So yeah, they walked over to him and had a conversation with him. I guess Denzel told him about something: the higher you go, the bigger the devil, or the more the devil tries to attack you, or something like that.
Yeah. At your highest moments, that's when the devil attacks. Yeah,
and Eric Benet was mad. He says, well, where is the support for Chris Rock? So he was basically like, this is BS, Black is Beauty say, why was Chris Rock's jokes for white people not the same as the type of joke he told about Jada? I mean, I think we need to address that. He felt comfortable.
Well, when you're with your own people, you feel you get away with a little bit more versus when a white guy says Negro. We get upset when a white guy says it in the company of Black folks, but when a Black person says it, we're more comfortable, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Tana says Donovan is kind of narcissistic. No, I'm not kind of narcissistic. I'm narcissistic.
Narcissistic.
Yeah, I'm narcissistic. Yeah,
it's all about Donovan everywhere he goes.
And you know what? I have alopecia.
You got big, brother. Okay, you got a big. I said big with a B, a big razor. Oh God!
No. Robin says alopecia is nothing to be joking about. Well, no, it's nothing to be joking about. Sometimes it's hereditary, and you got other things about it, but it's not cancer. It's not a cancerous thing. It happens to people. You get it. It is what it is. I mean, you just have to roll with the punches. That's just how it is. People shouldn't go out of their way to joke about it. I'm not saying that, but it's just a part of life.
Speaking of joke, it says, when I saw Will slap Chris, I thought it was "Oops Inside Your Head" by Gap Band. You know what though? I ain't gonna lie, because like I said, I was doing something else and my phone was kind of going crazy. And when I watched it, it gave me anxiety a little bit. I don't know why it did. It was uncomfortable to watch. I didn't really know what to make of it. And then when I kind of could, process it a little bit, I said, okay, I think I see what's going on here, right? Because when I saw it, I didn't have a whole lot of context as to, what really happened. Yeah, see, I see some of these comments.
Yeah, Anise says Chris Rock disrespects Black women all the time. It's never right. But, I asked Demetra this and a lot of the ladies that I talk to offline sometimes, and I ask you, well, guys always say we're disrespecting women, but when are you guys going to start respecting yourselves at the same time? It's one thing to say, men making comments and chastising you guys all the time. I get it. But at the same time, when are you guys, or not, and I'm not generalizing, but I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. When are you going to be, I mean, we just saw a video with mothers at a school twerking. We just saw that, you know what I mean? And I'm not trying to deflect. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, we can't say one thing in one aspect. And then it's almost like you guys are saying we can't criticize you guys no matter what you do. So if we're not going to do it, my question is, when are you guys going to do it for yourselves?
Again, I don't even think that's the conversation for tonight. I mean, how are we going from Black women not being held accountable to Jada, who was really just sitting there?
She wasn't just sitting there. She sicked her attack dog on innocent Chris Rock. She knew what was going to make her husband get up and go do something.
I'm going to just say, wow. I know.
Wait, before you go, Al Jackson. I love the
wait. I want to shake the tambourine a little bit on this one right here.
All right.
Says, I hope we all have the same energy when a Karen or KKK come from our community and friends.
Can I get an amen?
I mean, I'm just saying, I agree. I hope that the same energy we have for Chris Rock or Will Smith, we have that same energy when the man get froggy.
Or basically, any of our sisters are disrespect. That's what I'm saying. we need to change the narrative and show that, look, what happened to Jada, it was unfortunate and stuff. Okay, from moving forward, yes, Black women need to be better protected, or, you know, whatever we need to do. Start standing up and stuff like that. And, you know, let's change the narrative. Stop teaching our kids, our young men, not to open doors for women and not to be gentlemen and not to be, you know, all this other stuff. So we can change that narrative. But Al says, I love the Oscars celebrated 60 years of James Bond, and No Time to Die won Best Song. I hated No Time to Die because they killed off James Bond, and it ain't damn right.
Well, thanks for giving away this movie to people who haven't seen it.
They killed that man off.
Mark said the world has forced the normalization of abuse for laughs, and too many Black men and women are way too okay with the verbal abuse of Black women. It's his wife. Keywords, his wife.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes. And this is exactly why we're having these discussions, because you know what? We are literally talking about behaviors that maybe we do need to change. Maybe we do need to change. You know, it's no longer a man's world. Women are more into the workforce than there are men. That is statistically factual. So maybe it's a woman's world, and men need to change a little bit in how we deal with situations.
Yes, indeed. He did make a documentary about good hair. You would think he would have known better, but maybe he forgot. I bet he remembered now. And Jonah said, do y'all know that white man named Kevin T. Porter is claiming now that he wrote the Chris Rock joke for Jada? Yes, I did see that, but I haven't seen a whole lot of validity for that, if he's just trolling or not, but I did see that. All right, so let's for real get down to the bottom, which I don't think we'll ever do. How you doing? David says, leave married women alone because you never know what her husband is thinking. You ain't lying, right? Absolutely. So I'm just looking here, just going. And Brother Sam, I don't know if it was staged or not. It could be not. But I think at one point in time, when they have broken the third wall and said, hey, we're just kidding, you know, it was
no,
staged.
When the police are involved, you know it's not staged.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm with it at too, Donovan. It's like, there's too many other factors involved for it to be. And would Will or Chris actually sign up to do something like that? You know, I don't know. I don't know either one of them. City girl. Why defend the city girl? I don't know. I'm just going here. How you doing?
Sunlight says the fact that Will's dirt is all good means that most of you think men should be treated better that they treat women, right? No, I just follow the Bible.
And Princess Judah, how you doing? It says Will was wrong for slapping Chris in the face. Chris handled it like a professional, but I'm sorry, fam. I would have gave Will all the smoke. Yeah, and that's what a lot of people are saying too. But you know, maybe Chris was like, yeah, two Negroes rolling around on stage in tuxes might not be good optics, you know.
Wait, wasn't that an episode of the Five Heartbeats when the brothers were fighting? They were rolling on the stage.
Right, exactly. That's exactly what it would have been, right? Al says, Will Book explains some of his pain of not protecting his mom as a child in an abusive marriage. So, I mean, that could have had something, you know, to do with it. But let's see here. I'm going to go all the way down.
Wait, Will got a white side piece? Kind of send me that link. I didn't know that. I don't really follow him like that. So
yeah, from what I heard, like I said, I don't follow him either. That's what I heard. I don't know. But he had a side piece nevertheless, right? And I'm
Scottie Pippen's wife?
Huh? Who?
She said Scottie Pippen's wife.
Is that Larsa?
No, what's her name? Yeah, something Pippen, Larsa Pippen or something.
I have no idea.
Isn't she an old 304?
I don't know.
She's in her 40s, isn't she? Yeah, I don't know.
Pioneer, how you doing? Wait a minute, the queen is on. Yep, I made an announcement hours earlier that we were going to be coming on today. How you doing anyway? All right, I'm gonna get to the very.
You guys are typing like I don't know what.
I'm gonna get to the very last comment. I'm gonna try to anyway. Let me get to the. Did I get to the? I got to the bottom.
Says, yeah, Donovan, you know doggone well a lot of these non-Black American women have hoish ways too. Don't make being a hoe a sister thing now. No. you could be from another culture. America is its own culture. How many of you guys got neighbors that like migrated here from other countries and they have their kids here, and their kids are totally different in how they see things and how they experience things from their parents' culture. So it's like America, you come here, this is Babylon. Everything goes, and it's just different when you're an American. Like, I have friends here that are from Mexico. The kids don't want to do anything with the parents because they're in America. These kids think they're Americans and they're just totally different.
Yes, indeed. And so I wish that I could have gotten to everybody's comment.
Hell no, there's no way you would have done that. No way.
No, I know. So I'm sorry for that. But anyway, we are going to get out of here. Ooh, drop my mic. I don't know if y'all can still hear me. My mic was like, shut up. So anyway, we're about to get out of here. Love and appreciate y'all for being here on this Monday evening. Y'all could have been anywhere else, but you guys are here giving us your time. Everybody's opinion is respected and valued here. We don't always agree, but as I always say, iron sharpens iron. We learn from one another. We are not always in a teacher mode. And, you guys aren't always the viewers. You guys are also teaching and all of that. And so that is really the conversation, is to learn something from one another. Oh. And, for those of you guys who did not like my opinion, I am sorry, but it's my opinion, just like it's your opinion, just like it's Donovan's opinion. But as they say, we live to fight another day, Yes. So yes. It is what it is. So Donovan, what say you before we get out of here?
Yeah, let me just reread this last comment by Let the Redeemed Say So. Chris Rock needs to apologize for insulting his wife in front of the world. I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Again, everybody's got their opinions and everything is valid. But again, what these people do behind closed doors and what they put out as public figures, hey, you're going to form an opinion and it might be accurate, it might not be accurate. But for us to be all getting mad at each other and upset and want to stab each other, I think it's totally ridiculous. Like Demetra has been saying, these guys got 400 million in the bank and counting. They're going to be okay.
Also, Brother Jonell said that Chris Rock did apologize. See, I don't know. I haven't seen that. Maybe he did it in the last couple of hours. Well, big ups. Like I said, I'm sure, they boys before that. They're going to be boys after that. Hopefully they're squashing it. Maybe they'll do a public commentary on it. Maybe they'll go to the red table, all of them, and talk about it. See? More money for them. Anyway, y'all.
Africa First says we will never get over Simpery.
Okay, so so y'all are saying that Chris did send out an apology. See that now I got respect for Chris, because that's what a man does. I offended you, brother. I'm sorry. Now, hopefully, Will return the favor and say I am sorry, and
and cock that jaw.
And that's where I think the value would be, is seeing two black men who were highly thought of in the black community come together and say, I was wrong, I act like an ass, you act like an ass. At the end of the day, I'm sorry. And what's more important is that we put on, positive blah, 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 whatever, right? So to Chris Rock for doing that, and hopefully Will comes out and he does the same, right? It says Will just offered just issued a public apology to Chris Rock and everyone else. There you go. Problem solved. So anyway, y'all.
So you had me come on this show to get all these people upset at me for nothing.
Nobody was mad at you. So anyway, at the end of the day, that, like Harley says, she doesn't.
Your mic. Your mic is like jammed out really bad.
What about now?
Better now. We didn't hear a word that you said.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, probably because I had it in my hand. Sorry about that. So anyway, as I was saying, Love and appreciate you guys dearly. We have a Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal if you want to donate to the channel. Thank you so much for you guys who did send a super chat and all of that. But if you can do anything else, please like the video. That also helps. And we will see you guys on Sunday for sure, live. And then we'll do our podcast during the week. I'm just trying to read you guys' comments. So anyway, I hope that this has been helpful. It's all love at the end of the day. You guys do something nice and, eat something good for dinner. See y'all later. Peace.